Okay, so tonight I've got something a little bit different. I decided to watch this because a few weeks ago, I just saw this video popped up on my YouTube. It was an interview, a little short clip with Oliver Reed talking about this particular appearance on The Tonight Show with Shelly Winters. And he was telling about how, I think it was Johnny Carson that had told him beforehand, that Shelly Winters, if she interrupts you too much, just tell her to be quiet or something like that. And apparently this happened, like she was interrupting him a lot. And so there was a bickering or friction between them during the show. And she walked off and she came back and did something to him. I don't want to say what it is in case you guys haven't seen it or don't even know what I'm talking about, but it was so outrageous that I decided that I wanted to watch the video clip of this. I think it was linked in the video that I had seen of Oliver Reed talking about this incident. And I was going to say something. I forgot what it was. Oh, I think he said that he got mail from people about the incident. This is way back when people actually had to mail in letters and comments and stuff like that. And he said there was only one letter or something that he got that disagreed with how he handled himself on this show. So I kind of already feel like I know how I'm going to react to this, but the way he talked about it just made it so interesting or just like so crazy. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. My ratties, they're very active right now. I thought they would calm down by the time I filmed, but no, they didn't. Anyway, the story that he told was so crazy that I decided I wanted to check out the original video. So here it is. It's his appearance on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson's Tonight Show, and fellow guest was Shelly Winters. I understand she was something else in this thing. This took place back in, September. Okay, so, we've had let's see, what's 75? Hold on. Wow. What? 45 years ago? Yeah, 45 years ago, this past September. A long time ago, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. I don't know how great the volume's going to be. As you can tell, this is not the best video quality because this was back in the 70s. So let's go ahead and play.
Unpredictable. It's open house tonight. Would you welcome Shelly Winters?
I was in the makeup room. I was in a makeup chair. They put you back like this. And suddenly I got this big kiss. It was Freddie Prinze. I wonder what I could do. If only he was young. I mean, if I was younger. What could I do?
Wouldn't you go out with a Freddie? It's how old? 23? 22? Would you go out with a 22-year-old?
If he was twins, 23, 46. Oh, no, it didn't work. Well, anyway.
You wouldn't go out with that fellow that young?
Well, I wouldn't go out with him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, look, if a man, say...
Right.
Your age, our age. Well...
What's that supposed to mean?
Just a minute.
I don't mind telling my age.
I do, so shut up.
I guess we're about the same age, huh?
Maybe I'm a year or two younger.
Okay.
You were under contract at RKO, weren't you?
Come on. I was never under contract at RKO.
We used to hang around RKO. Right after the Second World War.
I understand you helped them build it.
Okay.
No, it was Columbia.
All right.
It was Columbia.
Well, you know I'm teasing. So anyway, what? You started to say something.
I forgot. Oh, well, if a man your age goes out with a girl 23 or 24, nobody thinks anything of it.
That's true nowadays.
Except their mother. But if a woman, a mature woman who has experience and love and...
lots to give.
Money.
Goes out with a younger man.
With a 23-year-old boy, she's condemned in our society.
Why? Why? I
know.
wouldn't condemn you if you were out with a 22-year-old.
Is Freddie still on the lot?
You see?
Yeah.
And I guess
I don't think Freddie was interested, y'all.
In Hollywood where girls used to be going to an office and a producer would say, "May I see your legs?" And now they say, "Are you kidding? Can I see your legs?" Really, it's going.
Yeah.
It's really, it's sort of the pendulum will swing the other way before it.
Those days are kind of gone in a way, aren't they?
Yes, now they take their clothes off.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't understand it. In my day, you had to paste your dress, the cleavage.
That's right.
It was a husband and wife. What do I mean? I'm making myself so old. But anyway, I did a picture with Ronald Coleman. We couldn't be in the same bed. A husband and wife had to be in twin
A double
beds.
life.
Yes.
That was a super picture.
Well,
Were
you know,
Superman. Yes, that was a great picture.
Thank you, the
That
person
was.
who saw it.
The person who saw it, the one person who saw it.
Well, in that scene, he strangled me, and they wanted sort of the. I always get killed in pictures, don't I?
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, you have been done away with a few
Yes.
times.
Anyway, in that picture, he sort of strangled me, and right in the middle of it, they had to bring down the Hayes office, which are the censors of those censors, kids, censor. You don't know about that. They had rules, and they had ruled that he had to keep 1 foot on the floor. They had, as long as the camera could see 1 foot on the floor.
Because you were in bed.
Yes, he could do anything he wanted on
That's
the bed,
so
but as long as
crazy.
1 foot was.
Wow.
And my next guest, Oliver Reed, is a case in point. He's gaining international fame as an actor, and he's been starring in films like Women in Love, The Three Musketeers, and currently is the rock musical Tommy. And this is the first time we've had him on the show, or at least we've had a chance to meet. Would you welcome, please, Oliver Reed?
Oh, he comes
Nice
up
to
with
have
this
you with
gift.
us.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Quite extraordinary.
Yes, that's what. That's what I hear. You and Miss Winters have never worked together.
No, we haven't.
Didn't you used to be under contract at RKO?
No, you see,
I'm sorry.
The way he's looking at her.
I'm intimidated by the British.
why is that? Most Americans, and I've said that on the show before, seem to be intimidated by English people in general. They feel a little, I guess, insecure. I don't know.
No, most
Okay, so with British people, I don't know. Maybe do Americans feel insecure around them? I think I think a lot of Americans feel kind of in awe a little bit, if that's even the right word to say. Like, it's the accent, y'all. It's the accent. I love the UK accent. I love the Australian accent. Is just something. It's because it's different, right? It's not something you hear all the time. Here, especially where I am, Southern American English. Sometimes you hear people, from the north talking about parking their car in the garage, stuff like that. And California, they don't really have an accent over there. You have people in the border states close to Canada. They kind of sound a little Canadian sometimes, talking about a boat. But still, it's an accent you're familiar with and you hear it often. But when you come in contact with another English speaker from a completely different country, they've got this very appealing sound to the way they talk. So maybe that's what it is. British people do sound, their accent to me makes them sound like they're so much more refined, so much more sophisticated than us little, rough and tumble Americans. So I don't know. Maybe that's part of it too. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit.
English people in general, they feel a little, I guess, insecure. I don't know.
No, most of them, you see, we made love to.
Most of them.
I would have remembered.
You've forgotten. No, I don't know why. I think it's a myth. I think it's very polite. I think America is an amazing country simply because it's comprised of a mosaic of European culture, do you understand? Yeah. And people that came to America, it seems to me, because they thought that they were either economically or socially or religiously persecuted. And they came and they made a happy place of it.
Right.
Some of them behaved themselves and some of them were quite loud.
We have a great mixture here. But,
some of them behave themselves. Some of them are quite loud. And then he turns and he gives her the eye. Ooh, that's funny. I don't think he likes her too much. He did say in that little interview that I watched, before I even, decided to watch this, he said something about how they're both performers. And so they were kind of, not really performing, but they were just, they're performers, so they're kind of used to this sort of thing. I'm totally paraphrasing, but I get the sense he's a little bit miffed at her. I don't blame him. She's interrupting him. She's done it at least twice now, and I think she does it more often. Quit chewing my chair, Luca. She does it more often, probably. And you know what that reminds me of, actually, is Jim Carrey. Whenever he has been on a show with somebody else, like a talk show like this, and he's had his little part, and then the next guest comes out, and Jim Carrey continues to dominate the discussion. He continues to insert himself in whatever it is they're talking about. And I remember I noticed this, and it kind of got me a little annoyed with him, because I felt like it was pretty rude of him to act that way. But then I also got to thinking that I believe it's just because of the issues that he has. I think he feels like he needs to make people laugh because of whatever his own insecurities and struggles are. I think it's probably, more that than him just being rude, but it is kind of off-putting when people do that. So I can understand Oliver Reed not taking too kindly to it.
This can't be happening on television.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought it was my turn.
It is.
We could discuss the derivation of that word if you want. That's a word that is...
Basically, let me talk.
Oliver Reed and Shelly Winters, and you brought up the word kinky, which is a word they use in England quite often, but it's not too used here.
Well,
How would you define that? And then
the
I'll
English are rather kinky. They never talk about sex. Never.
We just do it, madam. That's quite British.
Yes.
We talk about it a lot, American, discuss it.
Do you know, I'm playing a colonel in my next film, and this is why I look extraordinary. And I combed my hair, and I thought...
You look like Hitler.
Excuse me.
That's why I didn't recognize
Do you know that Hitler was an Austrian, and most Prussians and British are very close, and that's why we fought each other. Mark my words. So
anyway, you're doing it.
So I'm playing a colonel. I thought, I don't know what to do. But actually I went into half this is pencil, because I've only grown it for 4 days. It proves I'm not terribly virile. But they penciled it in. And I was going to...
I remembered.
He's like, will you please shut up?
That is why, ladies and gentlemen, you woke up the next morning with my moustache.
Yes. Sometimes a mustache and a mask will hide the identity.
How come you get a moustache?
No, wait a minute. This is American. We're very Puritan.
No idea what he said.
Tradition here.
Yes.
Can I leave now for the theater? I have to be on the stage in a little while.
You don't really have to leave, do you, Sean?
No.
And you have met before. And
Do you know there's no way? There's
No,
absolutely...
the show now.
Please be quiet for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Good.
I am not really used to this. Will you please be quiet for a minute while I talk to this gentleman? I'm on the show
Yes,
to
sir.
talk,
Okay.
not just to hear you, madam.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
And she was saying it was a bad audience? Women's liberation, madam, will never survive.
Oh, she's probably...
This could turn out to be a hell of a fight tonight.
About that. Anyway,
A lot of non sequiturs tonight. Things just kind of trail off and...
she's all right. She can't shout at us now.
Yeah, she knows she's...
So much for women's lib. Who's the lady that shouted?
Do they have a women's lib movement big in England also?
Always.
Oh, it's
Always.
all over
But the women in England are quite good. They're always in the kitchen, so you can't hear them when they shout.
You think that's what they should be?
I think that most women are very happy. I really think that most women are happy in the kitchen, not because they like... men make the best chefs.
That is
Will
true.
you ever go to a hotel and find the chef is a woman, madam?
I think
Shakespeare wasn't a bird, madam. And neither's Johnny.
I think if they paid women in the kitchen as much as they pay chefs in a hotel, women would love to be in the kitchen.
I think that basically...
I hate being in the kitchen. I think I'm a defective female, you guys, because I don't like to cook. I hate it. I mean, I do it. I've done it, but I don't like to do it. I'm not super good at it, and it takes away time from other things I need to be doing. So it's kind of it's a nuisance. So when I do, prepare my food or whatever, I make it as simple as possible. I don't have expensive taste as far as things like that go. So I'm just really simple, because the more simple something is to make, then the quicker I can get back to doing what I need to be doing. I think I get the point that he's making, though, because I had read somewhere about how that women are a lot of women are finding that they're not really quite as fulfilled leaving the family to go work outside the home, leaving the kids, leaving the household. I think that's where he's coming from when he talks about, that he thinks women would be happier in the kitchen or something like that. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's kind of the way I'm taking it. Okay, go back a little bit.
I think that basically women are very happy in the kitchen simply because it means that they're feeding their children and looking after their man. I think that
yeah, that is the angle he was coming from.
I think the time arises when a woman is put out to work. And I think then when she comes back and says, "Oh, I've had a heavy..."
You have the old kind of thing.
It's kind of been cut.
Yeah, but it's fairly sweet. I mean, the women's liberationists, if they thought about that. Shh. Quiet, woman. Women's liberationists.
Yeah, that's what she did. She came and poured this stuff all over him. So I don't know if he was standing to his feet to address the person in the audience. That's the way it seemed at first, but it might also have been that he was standing to his feet because she was coming back in. And you know how people will stand up when a woman walks in the room or whatever. And if that's what he was doing, that she was being really, really bitchy to do that. She's obviously pissed at him because of the way he kind of gave her back. It's just funny because sometimes some people think that they can push and push and push, but nobody better ever push back. And I mean, typically it is women like her, women that behave like that they think they should never get it in return. And then when they do, they're outraged. So you see what she did. She basically physically assaulted him. I know it's just liquid, but it is still a physical assault because she didn't like the way he was kind of putting her in her place because she kept being rude and interrupting and everything. And a lot of the comments that he's saying, they can come across as very chauvinistic or misogynistic, but I kind of think he's just sort of playing this up a little bit, and maybe consequently, maybe they're both, just like he said, sort of kind of playing it up or whatever because they're performers. But I do get the sense that there is definitely some friction, and I don't think he's very thrilled with her personally.
I think that women's liberationists.
Well, that's what is known as savoir-faire, when you can continue.
I think that women's liberationists sometimes do extraordinary things. I don't think that, in actual fact, that it gives them much armament to their cause. I mean, the fact that I have been smothered in whiskey, and it is whiskey.
Oh, yeah, it was whiskey. That's right.
And it is whiskey.
Yeah. he probably hated that it was on his suit and his hair. I understand this was a really nice suit that he was wearing at the time. It looks nice. Anyway, he was, no, I was thinking he's probably annoyed that that whiskey is on him and not in him, based on what I know about him.
And it is whiskey. I can taste it. Pays no cause to the lady. There are going to be a lot of people on this program that will laugh at that, and there will be several who will probably be quite indignant. I am not indignant, because this is indicative of the bad manners of a lot of chauvinist ladies.
I like this show myself. But
And I shall stay here until it dries.
I hope you just lick it off.
Oh, okay.
If Ed was here, he'd help you clean up. We'll take right back.
Okay, so there's that. That was interesting. I have put off watching it because I felt like, well, I wasn't always in the mood to see it, and I didn't watch it. I mean, when I saw the link to it and I clicked on it and I went to it and I stopped it before it played because I was thinking, well, I'm not in the mood to watch this bitchy woman act like that. And then I was like, well, you know what? It might be kind of an interesting video to share with, to share on my channel. So there, I've done that. Oliver Reed was something else. His passing was too soon, but he lived a very hard life and intentionally hard life. I mean, he didn't take the best care of his body, but he was an interesting person. And whenever I've seen him in movies, there's something about him. He's got that, masculine. To me, he's very masculine, and he just all man. And he has really captivating performances. I think the first time I actually noticed him, or even, where he made an impression on me, was in Gladiator. That was the movie he was filming when he died. And then if I had seen him in anything else, it didn't, he didn't stick in my brain as far as, as an actor, until I saw him in Gladiator, and then, of course, had found out that he died while filming it. But I have since seen him in other things, especially there was a horror movie he was in with, Karen Black. I think that's who it was. And they were in this house. It was a family, and they were in this house, and there was shady stuff going on as far as supernatural or ghost or evil entity or something like that. I don't know if he's been in other horror movies. He might have. I want to say he has been in at least one other one, but it's not coming to me now. Anyway, I just felt like this would be kind of interesting to share, since it touches on things that I've talked about before on this channel, men and women and their interactions and relationships with each other, and how certain people expect that they can act a certain way, and like I've already mentioned. But Shelly Winters, well, she was something else, wasn't she? Okay, I think that's it. I will try to remember to put a link to his original little video clip where he was talking about this incident. You might want to check that out after this. So, okay, you guys, that's it. Later.